Hi, this is Slimedog,
And Topo?
and today we're playing Star Trek Tactical Assault for the PSP. We've got it hooked up to the TV so we can get a nice clean capture, and truthfully this is the first time I've actually used one of these. It looks great on the big screen, so I might have to play more PSP stuff this way. This is pretty slick. The game itself is made by Bethesda, makers of Fallout and the Elder Scrolls series. Well, at least it's published by them. It was developed by a little company called Quicksilver, and, you know, I think they did a darn fine job here. This game's sort of like Meatloaf for me. I played through it years ago on the DS, and now I'm playing through it again on the PSP just to kind of see the differences and just because it's kind of fun. Star Trek games get a bad rap, and I really enjoy this one, so, you know, I think it's worth a look if you're either a Trekkie or just a fan of space combat in general.
I have nothing to contribute quite yet because I haven't seen the game. I have not seen any of these Star Trek games.
Ah, okay, well, yeah, it's fun. It's got the little load screens, have little Trek quotes here and there. They've got, this isn't following the actual Enterprise crew. They've got a sort of a made-up crew, and the scope of this one is it's set in the time of the original series movies. So, probably around the same time as Star Trek VI is when this one falls. There's a lot of like Klingon politics and things like that. And honestly, I think it's a great time to stick a game just because I'm a big fan of the original series movies too. So, it's got the dialogue is kind of by the numbers. It's kind of cut and dry, but it does give it an attempt. You've got a crew. They've got distinct personalities, so they do a pretty good job with it overall. Now, right now, the plot, there's a little bit of an intrigue going on. There was an ambassador that was killed, and the Klingons are Klingons, and they're being Klingons. But you can do things like you can hail different parties in the area. They do a good job of making it more than just shooting torpedoes at each other. You can you use your comm systems, you scan, you know, plot courses into warp, that sort of thing. The meat and potatoes, the heart and soul of it's the combat, but they do make it feel more of a Star Trek game by giving you lots of options.
Do you know what year this came out? The game.
This one came out, oh geez, you know, I don't know right offhand. I want to say about 6 years ago.
So it's pretty sweet graphics.
Not bad for 6 years ago. Okay, oh, Romulans. Of course they don't respond to our hails. And now, part of the authentic Star Trek-y part of this is you, if you think the fighting's going to start, you have to actually bring up your shields, go to red alert, bring your shields up, target the baddies. I think they might be cloaked, because that's Romulans for you. There he is. Look at that. He just popped right up here. Oh, he's a rough one. He just jumped in and just shot the crap out of me. Now, when they cloak, you lose your lock on them. The big thing, the thing that makes the sort of the targeting or the tactical in this game is the shields. I just got blown up.
Sorry.
Wow, that was rough. It's actually a little bit difficult too. So, yeah, let me get back in there real quick. But yeah, the thing that makes it tactical is the shields. You've got 6 shields all around your ship, and they do too. And lining it up so that your shields, you're not exposed to their fire, that your shields are up, and like your strengthened shields are facing the enemy, and that ideally that the holes in their shields are facing you, is part of what makes it tactical. You've got to like work on your placement, ship movement, things like that.
Maybe you should have gone Klingon.
Maybe. Actually, you can. They do have Klingons as a playable faction here, but you have to beat the Federation game.
You said you had to choose between shooting at Romulans or Klingons, didn't you?
I think they were just. I think they were just Romulans in that area.
I thought it said. Which ones do you want to do? Oh, or were they just trying to figure out what it was?
Yeah, they didn't know who it was. See, the Klingons and the Romulans seem to be
see.
working together to mess up the peace talks because that's just how they roll.
Well, that's obvious. Oh, I see. I was only sort of reading it while I was listening to you. Okay, we got our alert
I want to
going.
make sure I get my shields up before they shoot the crap out of me this time. Maybe that's what happened. They got in some cheap shots. Oh, let's not run into the asteroids.
No.
Whoop.
How do you see where they are?
You can do a lock, and you lock in on them, but they cloak a lot because they're Romulans,
Right.
and when they
So
cloak,
there's, like,
you lose your
nothing on
lock. No, there's
You're just
no...
sort of fishing for them right now.
Right, there's no radar. Now, one of the trade-offs of this game is, if you're playing the DS version, you actually have the controls. The user interface is probably a little bit better because you've got the whole touch screen to do a lot of your kind of secondary systems.
Ah.
Oh man, I just lost half my shields by
Asteroids.
running into a rock. That's depressing. Let me move away from that asteroid here. Whereas the PSP one, the trade-off is the PSP one has better graphics and sound. There's more space on those little discs.
Ah. It's over on the left. Ah, but
See, I'm trying to keep my green
see.
shields facing them.
ah.
Man, I'm getting torn up. See, I got all these yellow and red, and I keep hitting these rocks. Oh, man. Well, this might not be a very good one either to show off, but seriously, I do like this game.
Ha.
One little tip I'll throw out there, and you wouldn't know it
Not
because
while you're shooting.
I'm getting murdered here. But one of the little
Tidbits.
yeah, when you're leveling, you can put your points wherever you want. You can like put it into more maneuverability or shields or weapons. There we go. That's what I need to do. Blown up again. I've found that if you put all of your points in the weapon recharge speed, the torpedoes and the phaser recharge rate, it makes the game a whole lot more bearable difficulty-wise. If you put your first couple points in things like maneuverability, you're kind of hosed. It does not go well.
Oh no, you're on fire.
Yeah.
Oh, you're on fire some more.
I'm probably not doing so hot.
No, can you get him?
No.
Oh,
He's
that
like barely
darn
been touched, so
asteroid.
I'm just not doing good this game. I don't know. Anyway, I really enjoy it. Star Trek games do have sort of a bad track record. A lot of people will say, you know, they're just like horrible, and they're not horrible. They're at least this one's. I usually have a pretty good time with them. Maybe I'm more forgiving than most, but whoop,
Oh, what did it say?
I don't know. I was busy mashing the button. Ah, yeah, you better run.
All right. See, you're all right.
Oh, Orion Pirates.
You are missing one of your tail thingies.
My ship's
and
pretty much blown up. I look like I did at
got-
the like at the end of Wrath of Khan is where I'm sitting right now. Wow. Yeah, that didn't go so hot. Okay, I can go to the. Which one was the one? Her mommy was the distress call, right?
That's where they said they thought that's where they said they ran off to.
Wait, I want to go to the distress call. I can either chase the wounded Romulans and try to finish them off,
Good,
or I can go rescue the distress call.
Well,
Which one was that?
I thought they said the Romulans went to Karami, but I was again skim reading
Okay.
while listening to you and
In that case, I'm
marveling
going to go
at the fact that you're still even moving despite the fact you're on fire.
somehow. Yeah, I think if I had my
Missing
brothers, I
half
should
your-
pick
half your ship.
go the heck home. Oh, there's phasers. That's probably not good.
Did you do the Karami one?
Oh yeah, this is the one. This is the distress one.
Why are they shooting at you if it's a distress thing?
Let's see. I'm gonna talk to the pirates. Pirates were not talking to me. The Hudson. Whoop.
Ah!
Something about distress and. Boy, yeah, I'm kind of limping into this one.
Ah!
I don't think I'll do so hot. So Bethesda took the reins of Star Trek a few years back. They made a lot of Star Trek games, Star Trek Legacy, this guy, Conquest, a few others. They got a lot of flack for it, truthfully. A lot of people were like, they're no good. I think they even got sued by it by Paramount. They weren't happy with the way they treated the license or whatever. But you know what? Like, I've played a bunch of them, and I had a good time with it. So, haters gotta hate. I love my Star Trek. I don't know. That's all I have to say about that.
Wait, where's the help?
I've got two people shooting at me.
Oh no! Well, there's another ship there.
Yeah, that's the Hudson.
Is that the one you came to help?
Yeah, I was helping them out, so.
Well, fingers crossed they can finish it off.
No, dude, and look, he wraps it up. The Admiral sends a letter home to my folks. That's so cute.
Oh, well, that's nice.
But there you have it. Just to show you here real quick, the crew upgrades. And again, I'm sure you're like, I'm not taking his advice. He just got blown up twice. But if you go to when you're doling out your upgrades, do the phaser and photon torpedo power, and the phaser and photon torpedo recharge speed first. It'll make your life a lot easier. If you put points into maneuverability earlier on, you're gonna have a really, really hard time clearing missions. So go all out on weapons and then go from there.
Hey, thanks for donating there. Stop eating the mic cord. What is your weird obsession with cords lately?
Apparently, cords taste great.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Lock you up, Missy.